So let's just understand a user story and a use case here. So we have Anthony, who's our customer data analyst from Citicorp, a fictitious company. And Watson has alerted Anthony that 39.5% of customers have been experiencing a checkout error in the last 24 hours. Now, looking at the dashboard, Anthony can quickly see the type of behavioral patterns that have been occurring from the struggle score. And so just taking a moment here to look at how the new redefined and redesigned analytics dashboard for customer experience analytics has been redesigned, and we've had a large amount of research and user experience work taken around this to help make this a more intuitive and refined user experience. So you can see here how Watson is informing Anthony that that there's a high number of checkout errors, and you can see that the analytics trend line there from the 3rd of October is starting to trend up day by day, which is indicating sort of the moment that the customers start to increase more struggles on the checkout page. You can also see that there has been an increase in help document clicks and bill submit buttons, password errors, and more common customer struggles. But it's really Watson's indication that the checkout error is the primary cause of the most customer struggles during this period. So let's just take a look at the dashboard, and you can see from the top that we're in the Americas, and we're looking at the most recent 7 days. I also have the option to search there, or have click into more options in the top navigation bar in the transient view. And as I move down, I can see that my widgets indicate some key analytic information for me. So I can see immediately that there is a triggered struggle event, and the triggered struggle event informs me immediately that it's in relation to the checkout error. And below that, I can see the struggles on the pages, and they are indicating their own analytics score as well. So you can see that 5.6% of struggling visits, which seems to be the highest out of all my struggles on pages so far, and it has a struggle score of 97. Now, 97, intuitively, it's a very high score, and that is concerning. So that will require some further investigation. I can also see that on the product pages there's an issue. These are probably related and interdependent, and obviously the shopping cart there is affected as well. So this kind of resonates back to the session that we saw with the checkout and the item not being able to be purchased and the shopping cart error there. So let's continue into the analytics dashboard. So once Anthony clicked into one of his struggle reports, he could actually see there that there was an increase in struggling visits in the checkout pages, and the struggle score was gaining exponentially across that time period. You can see that there is some other considerations here below where you're indicating the medium load time and medium step count. Now they look quite normal, although there's a trending sort of increase there for medium load time, but generally it's the struggling visits on the checkout page that are really causing the issue here. And on the right hand side you can see that the widget is showing a number of UI elements that are exhibiting repeat interactions, and this is a very important indicator because it shows how Watson is able to identify repeat patterns across specific UI elements on the page. As you can see here that the quantity of repeat patterns to the buttons for the CCV field are the highest here, which allows the analyst to immediately drill down into that section. Now, the next few screens really indicate the first-time use experience for Struggle Analytics, and so we are really leading practitioners through this experience for the first time with this in-application navigation and information set of modals. So here you can see how on the first-time use login by an analyst that they can immediately identify user struggles, and they can see whether users have problems on the website or application, and so this is really kind of their product experience for identifying struggles as a whole. On clicking next, the experience then takes them into specific areas of the page so they can contextualize the data that's being presented to them. And you can see here that we have the shopping cart and the integration here of the tooltip shows that the analyst is able to read various scores based on the percentage and ratio of struggling visits and the indication of a struggle score. Now it's showing that the struggle score there is at its highest of 100. These are based on a set of factors which can be edited by the user. On clicking next, the UI will indicate the fine-tune analysis feature within the UI. So clicking the option in the top right-hand corner, you can see here that the practitioner can then change any of these factors, make adjustments to get the most meaningful results. And this is really a powerful part of the UI whereby the struggle factors that come from the out-of-the-box settings can be edited. So these can be specific to the practitioner's provisioning and setup of their struggle events. So as we start to drill into that, you can see that the UI is allowing the practitioner to edit the struggle factors. And this is really giving them the opportunity to change the weight of the default factors. And so they can change the out-of-the-box factors, which are step count, repeat pattern, and load time. And they have a weight between 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest impedance. So they can edit those struggle scores based on their customers' behavior and the repeat patterns of behavior. As we move through the first-time use experience, we can see that you can also apply factors when you need them. So you can add or subtract factors as a whole. And then at the moment, we are showing the struggle event factors here. So these are custom event factors. So should you have a campaign that is specific to a particular page setting or format, such as mobile, you can actually add in your struggle event factors. So you can include specifics such as form fields, mobiles, dwell time, unresponsiveness, and get very specific as to the type of struggle factors that Watson will identify and then surface within the dashboard experience.